Hey guys, this is JonTaun from Total Brohammer, and today I'll be bringing you a match between me and Turin. So, one of my subscribers, and I assume he's subscribed to Turin as well, asked me to beat this army, come up with a way to beat this army, as the Dark Elves. So, this army, I believe, was made up by Pharaoh War, and he was fighting them in a tournament, and was having some trouble beating armies like this, so I couldn't figure it out, so I asked Turin. So here's what Turin came up with. First of all, let's go over my army. In the front line, I have 4 Skeleton Warrior, 3 Ushapti. I got a third line of Skeleton Spearmen on each side, including the King Nekhesh's Scorpion Legion Skeleton Spearmen. Right in the center, I also got Settra the Imperishable on his Marine War Sphinx, 2 Tomb Scorpions. Here's my other one. Oh, right there. And a Necrotect. Besides that, I've also got 3 Carrion. So Turin decided to go for a heavy anti-large armor-piercing front line of 4 Blackguard of Nagaron. He's also got 2 Blackguard Corsairs with handbows, a War Hydra, and Malekith with Chillwind, Power of Darkness, and Soul Stealer. In the back, it looks like he has some leftover for some Dread Spears. He's also got 2 Dark Riders with shields, and these guys are just to hold up just do some cycle charging into things like Ushapti Great Bows, but this build does not include those. Alright, so let's kick into high gear here. I see he has some Dark Riders, and I happen to have deployed my Carrion on top of both of them, but Carrion are not as fast as Dark Riders, so they are going to get away, and I'm not going to let them get pulled down into these Blackguard Corsairs with handbows. So I'm just going to go ahead and get moving here. And as you can see, he's just throwing his Dark Riders with shields. He's probably expecting me to go down these Blackguard Corsairs with handbows with my Carrion, so he has these Dark Riders with shields around them just to protect them and help blast them even faster if the Carrion do decide to land on them. And if the Carrion do decide to land, then the Blackguard Corsairs with handbows will actually beat them. So as you can see, my Ushapti charge in first, but there's charge and scope large, so they don't really do anything, so I'm just going to pull them back because I don't want them in there, even for a few seconds longer, just taking damage from the Hargonath Executioners. So as you can see, I send the Marine War Sphinx, mounted by Settra the Imperishable, and the Tomb Scorpion straight through these Hargonath Executioners, and I'm going to pop Yusef's Incantation of Desiccation, which is basically an AoE enfeebling foe. So between the debuff and the anti-infantry of the War Sphinx and the Tomb Scorpions, this side is just going to fall apart. I mean, look how much damage he's got to take. You think these Blackguard and Nagaron would do good against these Tomb Scorpions? But in a one-on-one fight they can, but if there's anything else in that fight, then they're not going to do well. As you can see, I had all these guys path over Malekith, hoping to get him out pretty quick. But he does get away, and he is faster than all my units, so I'm just going to come back in here and try to keep on breaking these Blackguard and Nagaron. And you can see these 2 units are almost dead already. Now, what Turin's doing here is he's using all of Malekith's AoE abilities to try to destroy my infantry, because he knows, like I mentioned in the last video, if you want to beat the Tomb Kings, you either need to get rid of all their infantry or get rid of all their constructs. And I did a lot of testing, and Dark Shards were definitely a no-go because of the Tomb Scorpions can get through lines so easy, and Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows were not really able to hit the Tomb Scorpions because of the burrowing animations. So as you can see over here, he's just got Malekith trying to help break this flank. He threw in his Dark Riders with shields, and I just have Spearmen holding up this side. His War Hydra has taken quite a lot of damage from Settra the Imperishable over here, and I did use the Blessed Blade of Petra, or Petar, or however you would say that, because the War Hydra is weak to fire because of his regeneration, so I have him chasing the War Hydra. Over here, I have broken almost broken these 2 groups of Blackguard and Nagaron. They're very hurt and will not last much longer. As you see, I'm actually ignoring these Blackguard Corsairs because they don't have much armor-piercing damage, so I'm not really worried about them. They're not going to hurt my constructs all too much. They are a threat to my Carrion, but since he doesn't have any archers that I can actually hit or that are a real threat to me, I'm not worried about them. So now I'm moving Settra over to this side, but I don't want him to be fighting Malekith in and amongst Blackguard and Nagron, so I'm going to pull them out here. I'm going to summon some Yushati right here. I probably should have sent them somewhere else so they can actually get like a recharge. That was probably a mistake on my part. So I got Settra in here. I finished off this flank. Now I'm moving this giant blob over here. But what I need to do here is just kind of go out and surround. But I was having some trouble pathing here. Like, I kept on telling my guys to attack, but as a whole they were losing orders a lot. I mean, just look at these Yushati. They're just standing there now. I don't know why, because I keep on giving orders, and they finally decide to move. These guys stopped for some reason. My Team Scorpion stopped for some reason, and I don't know what happened with all that. But yeah, now they're all just standing there, despite me giving them the order to come over here. In any case, I'm just trying to get into battle now, because once I saw that they had all stopped for some reason, I actually kind of panicked, and that allows him to get an amazing chill wind on me. So as you can see, Turin here is using the AoE abilities of Malekith to just destroy my lightly armored infantry, and he's doing a great job at it. He's still got a really healthy unit of Blackguard and Nagron here, and a very tattered unit right here, but Malekith is still at great health. However, I do have two Tomb Scorpions who are in pretty good health, and Settra the Imperishable himself. I just casted Neru's Incantation of Protection on him, so he has 44%, physical resistance. Turin's gonna pull out his War Hydra just so he can get some healing and come in for another charge, as well as Malekith. Right now, I'm just trying to break up all these Blackguard and Nagron. As you see, I have a huge blob here. Look how much I have and look how much he has. Right now, it looks in my favor, but look at those AoE attacks. And that's what you gotta do to beat a build like this. You gotta take out those infantry. Because when you put the constructs or the Tomb Kings in and amongst their infantry, they do amazing. But if you have, if they're not in the infantry and don't have something to soak up a lot of damage and distract the enemy, then they will get beat by things like Blackguard and Nagron. So Turin realizes this, and he is just doing a great job of absolutely destroying these guys. These Blackguard Crusaders are just throwing their arrows into anything they can hit. Honestly, they're not doing a lot of damage to my constructs, but they're mucking them up, and they took care of the carrion, which is, I guess, what they're there for. This carrion can be a problem, though I'm not 100% sure you should even take these guys, because if you don't have anything for the carrion to really jump on, then why do you need anything to counter them? In any case, now it's down to these two Tomb Scorpions against Malekith, this Hydra, and all these Blackguard and Nagron. As you can see, this War Hydra is trying to get away, and this Tomb Scorpion is in pursuit. But now that all my infantry is gone, now all the damage of the Blackguard and Nagron and Malekith are going right into my constructs, and now it's not going too well for me. As you can see, his Hydra is doing quite a bit of damage. Let's look at the stats on the Hydra here. So the Hydra has 52 melee attack and 26 melee defense, so its melee attack's okay and its melee defense is terrible, but it's got 440 weapon damage and 300 of that is armor piercing. So you might be thinking these stats are kind of not good. That's not the most damage either. But you gotta consider that the Hydra has a 35% missile resistance, and more importantly, it has another takes its place. And if its hit points are less than 50%, it's gonna recharge. And another one takes its place means that it's going to get a burst of healing. It also just has passive regeneration as well, so it's a very tanky unit, and is also pretty good at taking out large blobs of infantry. So that went into his whole infantry killing build so that he can isolate the large targets and destroy them one by one. Alright, so we'll pick it back into full gear here. Now I'm just trying to finish off this War Hydra, and it is going to start running, but now that Malekith's come in here, I'm going to try to take him out. I cast the Incantation of Protection on Settra, and I do have some carrion back here not doing anything. I'm going to bring them in a moment. And now I'm just going to try to burst down Malekith, because if I can kill Malekith and this Hydra, then I have a chance to win here. Because it is really, really close. As you see, we are doing a lot of good damage to Malekith. But Malekith is no slouch. And as you can see, another one takes his place, did pop in this guy, and he went from almost nothing all the way up to about 25%. So that's really powerful. He is passively regenerating as well. So that's one of maybe against the Tomb Kings, maybe the Hydra might have a place. I don't know. We'll have to see. The Tomb Kings can bring archers who can do very well against the War Hydra. Got some of these carrying in here, just hoping that his leadership will be low enough to scare him off. But that's not going to be the case. Malekith was able to kill Settra the Imperishable. And now all I have left is this Necrotech and these 2 Tomb Scorpions. And these Tomb Scorpions surrounded by these Blackguard and Nagaron, Malekith and this War Hydra. Well, he's not going to hold up very long. And any moment here, my army is going to crumble and fall apart. So yeah, I really like Turin's approach here. Destroying the infantry is one way to do it. Either you go completely after the infantry, or you go completely after the constructs, I think. And taking out the infantry might be a little bit easier than taking out the constructs. Despite all that though, as y'all see, I'll speed it up a little bit because nothing interesting is really happening right now. My Team Scorpion is just going to try to fight out and go after Malekith here. It is a really, really interesting battle. Actually, y'all see these carrion going back and forth, back and forth? Okay, so there is actually 1 or 2 carrion stuck in this blob. Now I was desperately trying to get these carrion to keep on chasing this guy so he would not return to the battle. Unfortunately, they kept on getting pulled back because there's like 1 carrion right there. You can see him. So they keep on getting pulled back in there because of the pathing of the AI. And that means that this War Hydra is able to come back. And I was hoping that I was going to be able to keep him from coming back. And I would be able to take out Malekith with this Tomb Scorpion. But unfortunately, the Hydra did come back. Although he is wavering because of the carrion's attack. So maybe we'll get him off. Unfortunately, my army at that point does fall to army losses, and Turin comes out with a narrow victory. So that was a really, really good game. Very well played to Turin. I'm going to have a link to his channel in the description, although I'm fairly certain that anyone who's subscribed to me is already subscribed to Turin. In any case, is there anything I would change about Turin's army? So, yeah, I don't know about the Black Art Corsairs with handbows. Maybe I would have brought another Hydra. And like I said, these guys are good for taking out carrion, but they're not going to be good for much else against the Tomb Kings. And why is that? Because the Tomb King constructs have a ton of armor, and me and Goblin King did some testing. Black Art Corsairs with the handbows do nothing against Tomb Scorpions or Cimmerian War Sphinxes. And the infantry, well, most of it has silver shields. Now, Turin said that they did some good damage to the Ushapti. I didn't see that, but I'll take his word for it. But still, they don't have armor piercing, and I think maybe another War Hydra would have been better. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a video where I take some War Hydras against the Tomb Kings and see how they do. But yeah, a very good game to Turin, and that's gonna be all for this one, guys. This is JonTaun for Brohammer, signing out.